Aloha Bling and Crystal proudly presents Wahine Table Talk. I'm your host, Kanoe La'a. Joining me along the side is my co-host, partner in crime, and business partner, Kat Shinkle, aka Kat Meow, and she's amazing. Kat, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Kanoe. I'm so excited to finally have our first Wahine Table Talk.
Yeah, for those who don't understand why we called it Wahine Table Talk, you want to tell everyone why we called it Wahine Table Talk.
Well, basically because women have been suppressed. Wahine is woman in Hawaiian. And women have been suppressed for saying what they wanted to say. For so many years, we decided to make it Wahine Table Talk, and everything could be out in the open.
Now, by the way, just to let everybody know, you don't have to be a woman to be on this show. But we prefer it, you know what I mean? And women's studies isn't the study of just women. It's a study of everything. So...
And this is really interesting. You don't know this, but my undergrad degree, my undergrad was a Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies, Psych and Soc, with an emphasis on women's legal and medical issues.
That is very interesting. I didn't know that.
That's right. So I've been really focused on women's issues and that type of thing for a really long time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show. And did you tell everyone a little bit about yourself if you want to give a little background about how you came to the islands? Ladies, you have to understand the story about Kat coming to this island could not be any more classic and how she became my Hanai sister. And yes, there is a huge age gap, but when you're Hanai, you're Hanai. And anyway,
that's
Kat,
right.
Please tell the story.
Okay, well, how I came to the island to stay was my sister had a vacation that was paid for, and we were staying at the Sheraton, and we were being treated to everything because Karen and I were going to scuba dive together because she has wanted to become certified for many years. And when we were traveling, she kind of scuba dived, and so the goal of this was for us to scuba dive together. So we decided to stay a few extra days. She passed her certification. We were going to scuba dive. We scuba dived with this turtle that fell in love with us. And I know you're supposed to stay 25 feet away, but what do you do when the turtle wants to be 2 feet away? I mean, it's not, so we were like, okay. So Karen, me, and this big sea turtle were all swimming together, and it was beautiful. And Halloween night, I went to Waikiki. I saw the big block party. It was so fun. And the next day, we went to the North Shore on a tour. And my sister, when we got back, misstepped. And she injured her back really badly. And on November 5th, we went to the Queens Medical Center. And they admitted her. And 3 days later, she was having neurosurgery. And the result of that was that she had to go to the Rehab of the Pacific, and she had to stay for a month. She had to learn to walk again, and it was a really big deal. So I could not leave my sister here alone. So I just kind of gave up everything, and boom, our vacation became a staycation. And now it's 7 years later.
And at that time, I was living in Ala Moana area. I was on Pi'ihoi, and that's how Kat and I actually met. And we have been friends ever since then. I consider her a very close personal friend. She knows almost anything about me. And
I love Kanoe. And we do comedy. We do stand-up comedy together. We run our gigs together. And
she sells jewelry. I'm her marketing director. And now we're running this podcast together. And I hope that we'll have more people coming on co-hosting eventually. We are both Democrats, and you are a Democrat, right? Or are you a Republican? I never had to ask you that question.
You never asked me that.
Oh my God, we have to answer this on the podcast. Are you a Democrat or Republican, or are you a
independent?
Independent. You are an independent, aren't you?
I vote. I do not vote along party lines. I vote my conscience most of the time.
That is amazing. I am full-fledged Democrat. I know it sounds stupid, but...
I'm a registered Republican.
Oh, no! No, I'm just kidding. No.
Our friendship has even survived that.
Yes, because
amazing.
You don't understand. My mother is a Democrat, is a Republican. My father is a Democrat, and they've so married 37 years. No, 38 years. 38 years.
My grandma was a staunch Republican. My grandpa was a staunch Democrat. My grandma was Seventh-day Adventist. My grandpa was Roman Catholic. And they were married for 69 years.
So just to show you, ladies and gentlemen, you can have a mixed portion of religion. My family is so mixed religion, it's not even funny. I'm filled with so much guilt, you'll just be like, sorry, I'm talking too fast. I have so much guilt in my system when it comes to religion. You want to figure out, like, should I eat meat? Should I pray to meat? Or should I just give it up to Allah? You never know.
Well, you know, when we stopped eating fish on Fridays, because I'm a recovering Catholic, it was like the first time I ate meat on a Friday was like, I'm going to hell. No, what am I going to do? You know, because the Catholic Church is so full of guilt anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I even feel guilty for being Catholic.
Girl, I stopped you on that. Okay, you have to understand. No, I'm going to give you a backstory of my family. On my father's side of the family, my grandfather is Mormon, was raised Mormon. And then when he came back to look at his family and raise his brothers and sisters when he was 18, because his father remarried, the family decided to convert from being Mormon to Jehovah's Witness. So my grandfather...
How do you do that?
I don't know. I don't ask.
That's so complicated.
So half my family is...
I believe in Jesus. Whoops, no I don't.
Yeah, no, I believe in whatever it is.
Yahweh.
And then on top of that, my grandmother was Buddhist on my dad's side. But then she converted to Christianity.
Oh, what did the Buddhist say to the hot dog vendor?
What? I'll
have one with everything.
So then on my mom's side of the family, my grandfather was, my heritage is Jewish, but was raised Christian Scientist.
Oh my God.
My grandmother was Catholic and then converted to becoming agnostic. So when you talk about religion, you know what I mean? I got everything except for my...
But you were raised Catholic, right?
No, I was raised agnostic. My mother was...
Didn't you go to a Catholic school?
No, my sister went to Catholic school.
Oh.
Yeah, my sister went to Catholic school.
You weren't good enough to get in, were you?
No, I was special. Hello. Black sheep of the family. Had to go to this... I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to talk about special, okay, of the four of us, the siblings that I have, I am the only one of the siblings that had to go to a special boarding school in Utah, surrounded by Mormons, okay? And I graduated a semester early, but I didn't get to go to prom. I didn't get to have a graduation. I graduated in December, and mind you, I got my diploma handed to me, and then told me, I have to go pick it up at Colorado. I still have yet to get my high school diploma. I just know that I graduated high school. All right?
Okay, and so, see... I was also the black sheep of the family, but I don't think I always deserved it. Do you?
I know, but you know what? That's why we're such good friends.
I know.
Black sheep
of a feather flock together.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh.
But you weren't really as bad as people thought you were you?
No, you know what? And it's funny. And I don't want to bash my mom, and this isn't about bashing family and everything like that, because...
Of course not.
I love
We'll bash them in another podcast.
Yeah, we'll do that on a different day. And like I said, this is just a run-through. We're just testing stuff out today. But, we're trying stuff out. This is a podcast that we've been wanting to do. We have been talking about this podcast for a long time, haven't we?
Since early last summer.
No, we have been talking about this... we have been talking about this podcast since we met each other. Do you remember that? We came up with the idea of doing a podcast like this, of some sort, of creating a web show.
Kanoe, that was 7 years ago. I don't even remember last week. but I believe you, and
I remember having a conversation in the room with your old roommate Tina and your sister Karen, and we were sitting down saying, we could make a variety show and put it on YouTube. And I said, my dream is to have my own talk show, and this is kind of how we're going to create it. Now, right now, we are just doing voice recorders with slideshows. Eventually, we are going to
go live.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we're broke mamas, We're doing it as best as we can. We're not ghetto. We don't ghetto rank anything, but we're doing what we can. We're trying to have a champagne drink on a Diet Coke budget, okay?
Yes, that's true. But we can pretend it's champagne.
Yes.
And we can act like it's champagne.
Yes.
Because we bring to this podcast a certain level of class. Sophistication, humor.
Now, I will admit I do talk some fast sometimes, so if you hear me talk too fast, and I come back and I repeat it, I am so sorry. I am dealing with being ADHD. It is a condition that I am aware of. I am so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, we are stand-up comics on top of political commentators, and you're just going to have to deal with what we have to deal with, you know? And
that's right, because you know what? I bet there's not a single person out there who's perfect.
Exactly.
And we're okay. We embrace our imperfections.
Yes, we do. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. God, Jesus was perfect. It's the only person like you can say was perfect in life, right?
That's right.
So who are we to judge anybody else? Like, really? Honestly? Whatever. But, you know, on the top of that, when we say judgment, this is not really judgment. It's just, this is our opinion. And same thing with, like, The View, The Talk, The Real. It is our personal opinion.
The Real?
The Real. I consider The Real sort of like a talk show.
I don't even know what it is, so.
The Real is like the urban version of like
The View.
The View, yeah, basically.
Oh.
Not that I have any problem with you guys out there. I love you, Lonely Love, and I love you, Adrian, and I love you, Tamara.
We love all of you, and you know that's the thing that we're bringing to this podcast is, you know, just to give you kind of an idea of how this is going to run. We're going to have a topic of the day. Or of the week, excuse me. Then we're going to have Hawaii news and discussion. Wait.
Sorry. A little back
national news.
We'll do national news first, and then we're going to break that down into whatever we'd like to talk about, what's going on in the week.
Then Hawaii news.
Then we're going to just talk about random subjects that's going on Hawaii-wise. And this week, I think it's only fair this week that we talk about the Aquaman himself, Jason Momoa, and I have a little side story that I have to bring up.
Are you going out of order of our show?
No, but I just have to let you know that we're going to talk about Jason Momoa because I have a very great topic to talk about tonight. I know someone that is best friends with Jason Momoa.
Really?
Yes, and we'll talk about that later today.
Maybe we can get Jason on the podcast.
I wish, but he's already in Australia right now.
Well, not this minute.
But we can try it. But I can get Easton on here for Easton, James. If you're listening to this podcast, we're putting you on the show when you get a chance because if we talk about a local Portuguese guy, we're going to get a subject. We'll talk about it when it comes up. When we get to the local section.
Okay, we got it. We got to set this. And then also one thing we're going to do is, and this is going to be important, and this is for everybody, the scam of the week. And we have a really good scam this week that is hitting the islands in a big way, and we want to warn you about that and tell you what happens. So just so you know, that segment toward the end is going to be really important. Then we're going to close up, wish you all love and peace, and be on our way till the next time.
Yeah, so enjoy this podcast, and we're going to take a break for a little bit, and we'll be right back with you.